What's up? Are you ready for the last video of this course? If you remember, we were creating a low poly cartoon car. In this lesson, we are going to apply color to the scene to get the final result. Our model is already done, and basically all that's left is the color. As you can see over here, where the door is, I made a cut that goes from this side to the other one. Yeah, can you see it? And you'll also see that I made the tires a little bit wider. What we can also do before applying the color is give more subdivisions to this part over here. Even though we're working with a low poly style in mind, I think that we should have the fender parts a bit more defined. To do this, just select the fender and while holding the Alt key, click on Subdivision Surface. After doing this, the fenders will be automatically parented to the subdivision surface. Now select the subdivision surface and lower the number of subdivisions. I think this is okay with 1 and 1. Alright, and now we are ready to start applying the color. Well, before that, it's important to make sure that when you make a selection of polygons, okay, let me show you an example with the car. I'm going to erase these materials, okay? When you make a selection of polygons, okay, let me select all the polygons of the car first. Sorry, guys. Okay, perfect. So you must make sure that all of them are highlighted in yellow. If you see that any of them is in blue, that means that it's inverted. To fix that, right-click on and choose Reverse Normals. This way the polygon will be turned around. Can you see this one here? As I told you, right-click and go to the Reverse Normals. Just make sure that the car is okay before going with the color. Okay, let's go here and create a new material. Then double-click on the material and go to the color properties. Change the color to a sky blue or a soft color. After that, we are going to create another material. You can do it like before, or as we are going to have similar materials, you can duplicate this one by clicking and dragging while holding the Ctrl key. Then choose a different color. The materials will be very simple because we are working with a low poly cartoon car, thus we'll need flat colors. For example, a black one. This will be like our color palette. Let's create now a white material, which could be useful for the license plate, for instance, or even gray. Now we are going to duplicate again and create a material that is truly gray. It could be useful for the bumper area. Now let's create another black material that will be applied to the tires, but it will be a bit lighter. So guys, just keep creating materials. For example, another one for the seats. Okay, there are some specific materials that can be done in a different way. For example, those for the headlights, and check the reflectance, and then on color choose a white color. After that, check the luminance and change the color to a yellowish tone. This will be what we will apply to the headlights. Okay. With this, the headlights will seem like they are lit. So let's keep creating materials. For example, create one that would be for the turn signals. Oops, sorry guys, here. So guys, as I said, keep adding to the color palette for the car. And then we are going to create a material that we are going to use for the windows. For now, the windows are hidden and we cannot see them. So, okay, to do the material, we are going to choose a very light blue. Then, check the transparency. And with these parameters, we can modify the transparency levels. For example, set the brightness to 98% and choose a blue that is even lighter than the previous one, almost white. And then if you go to absorption color, choose a color that's almost white. Okay, I'm going to drag this one nearer to the white. Go to reflectance, and here we can add different effects, for example, a reflection. As you can see, we have now some reflections on the material. You can modify these parameters to improve the effect. But now we are going to leave the values as they are. Let's make the windows visible again. And also this one, because it was hidden. Okay, and let's start applying the materials to their respective parts. For example, drag this material here. Okay, we take it and drag in here. And this will color the car. See? Now, to apply a material to a specific selection, you have to do the following. First, hide the windows. Now, start selecting these parts. It's a similar thing that we did before, just patience. Be careful and don't select the inside parts. Okay, watch out, because we are selecting the parts that we don't want to. You can also use the loop selection like we did earlier. This way you'll go faster. So when we are done selecting this, we're going to paint it with the same color. Okay, and this part is already painted. Guys, be careful and try not to select anything we want to. See? Here, okay, I had something selected. So make sure you select everything that you need. And don't leave parts unselected. Great. Once you've selected everything, select the black material that we've created before and drag it here, this way. By doing this little triangle will be automatically created and it will be associated to the material we've just applied. So automatically we are going to modify the material as well. So yeah, just keep adding materials. This one here and here. The black one should go also on the license plate number. This one goes here, perfect. Okay, like this. Okay, we could also try to paint the fenders in black to see how it is. Okay, remember that if we don't like the result, we can change it afterwards. Okay, just paint the plate, the license white, and keep adding materials. And if there are parts that form a single object but need to have various material, you can do what I showed you before. For example, we have here the wing mirror, so let's select it to find it in the Objects panel. Okay, here it is. And now we only need to choose the color we want to apply to it. For example, black. The object will be painted all in black. Okay, and then you'll have to select the polygon that you want to be different and drag a different material to it. With this, you will have the object with two materials. Yeah, and you see this little triangle which has the specific polygon associated to it. In the material, you'll have this polygon selection 1, which is the title triangle. Okay? And let's do the same with the tires. We made them in a single piece. So let's go to the original tire. Here it is. And select the black material and drag it to the tire to paint it. After that, we make a loop selection of these polygons to paint them with a different color. Like if this were the rim. As we are working with symmetries, you know that all the tires will be painted at the same time. See? And finally, we are going to apply the materials for the headlights. And remember that regarding the cloners, we can change the color from here, from the transform properties. And it happens the same with this piece. So apply the first material and then select the polygon that will have a different color and apply the other material. Regarding the dashboard, we can do the same. If we want to paint a specific part with a different color, select it and drag the material to it. Okay, like that. And the spoiler is still missing, so let's select it for a moment to know where it is in the object panel. Okay, it is perfect. Then activate the loop selection and select these parts to paint them with a different color. So our car is already painted. Cool, right? And now we are going to create a light. So make the glass visible for a moment. And we are going to apply a material to it to see how everything looks. Using the render region option, we can visualize only a specific part. Great. So open the glass material for a moment and go to the reflectance properties. Let's try and check in the box so that the lights won't be reflected on the glass. And I think it will look better this way. Don't change anything. Okay, now to create the lights, we are going to use some presets that come within the Cinema 4D libraries, and you'll find them in the Content Browser panel. Just go up a couple of times and you'll find these folders. Depending on the version of Cinema 4D installed and what extension you have, you'll see one or more folders. Probably you'll see the broadcast and the prime folders at least. So, when you enter one of these folders, for example, prime and then presets, you'll find a folder called Light Setups. If you go inside that folder, you'll see some light presets. So, let me show you what you should do. Okay, in this case, wait a second. Go to Prime, Presets. Okay, perfect. Light Setups. And then Light Environment. And you'll find these options. We're going to choose the sunlight. As you can see, it has generated some light, so we can make use of this preset. Here, if you go to light, you can modify this light over here. So, yeah, this one. So you can see how everything would look. And guys, this is the final result. Now we can bring this image to Photoshop in PNG format. And you can do that clicking on Format and then selecting PNG. Also, check the Alpha Channel box. You will get this image in PNG and later in Photoshop you will be able to change the background or modify the saturation to get even better results. So, as the main work is already done, let's see how this would look. Okay. We have the image processed. What you see is the image after being worked on Photoshop. I increased a bit the saturation to reinforce the lighting. You can see here the effect on the headlights. I also added a bit of noise to this texture. Can you see it? It gives an old look. Yeah, it's like a old aspect. And lastly, I also added a gradient to the background to achieve this pastel tone. So guys, it's been all. Hope that you really like this course. As you can see, we managed to create a beautiful car, and you can go even further and use this as a base to create other vehicles by changing the shape of the points and modifying the polygons. In short, this car can be the base to create other cartoon cars. I hope you liked the course and see you next time. Bye!